Hello, my friends. Okay, you asked for it. I'm gonna do it. I got a ton of comments asking for this, and by a ton, I mean four. Four people put comments asking for, just a full-out review of the Autel X-Star Premium drone. So, without further ado, this is my honest-to-God, straight-up truthful impressions and review of this drone after flying it for like a month or so. I'm gonna put a lot of details in this video probably, but in general, if you want just an overall, it's a great drone. It's affordable. If you're comparing this to one of the Phantoms, I would just get this. It'll save you some money. That's my in a nutshell. It's affordable. It's a great drone. There it is. All right, let's start with the pros of this drone. First of all, it's affordable. I think it's probably half the DJI Phantom drones. So I got this for like $6.99, might have been $7.99. And I don't know where you are in the country, but I bought mine from Fry's and they price match. So you take it to a price match electronics store and they'll probably match it. So $6.99, $7.99. I think it's almost half of what the Phantoms cost. Second pro for this, it's orange. And it's just dang cool. One, it stands out and it kind of looks cool, but then you can see it up in the air. I think a lot of times you fly it's hard to keep your eye on drones in the air, especially when they're getting kind of far out, and when they're white they're super easy to lose. So the fact that this is orange, it just kind of like helps you keep an eye on the drone while it's floating through the air. So that's another thing I really love about this, is that it's different from other things and you can see it when it's up in the sky. One thing I've challenged myself to do lately is how do you use a drone in a way that other people aren't using the drone? And everybody kind of flies their drone or swoops in or does maneuvers, but lately I've just been like staying static. Like, just get your wide shot, just establish where you are. I don't orbit, I don't follow, I just let it hang there. And one thing I like about this is that it's got a good weight and it's sturdy enough to just kind of sit there and hover. A couple people like asked in the comments or like they DM'd or tweeted like, does it drift? And I haven't had any problems with this drifting, and the hover is really stable. So I really like it for that reason. Another cool thing about this is that the gimbal and the camera part is detachable. So if something goes wrong with this, just get a new this, and you don't have to, buy a new drone. I imagine like cameras are gonna get better, in the future, so you can swap out the camera on this, and it's really simple. It just goes right back on there like that. Another pro is the controller. This controller is smaller than a lot of other controllers. Like when you go drone shopping, like go to Best Buy and look in the display cases, or go to Fry's, wherever you go, and just look at the drones and get a sense of what you like and what aesthetic looks good to you. You'll notice that all the controllers are huge. And this one's a little bit smaller than the Phantom controller. And I also like it because it's got a visual aid on here. So yeah, you can mount your phone and your iPad or whatever here. But right here, you've got the specs, like how high it is in the air, your battery, what's the angle of the camera, is it pointed down or straight up? So this controller is really good, and it's got a really simplified main button design, and your joysticks feel good too. And then just real quick, some tech specs. Shoots 4K, and the slow-mo on this camera, like if you shot at 120 and then slowed it down in post, it looks really good. I love shooting in 4K, and a little quick editing trick I've been trying to do is when you shoot in 4K and you put it, so you shoot in 4K like this, right? If you put that inside of a 1080p, 1920 by 1080 sequence, your 4K is going to be bigger than the sequence, and even pushing it looks fine. So a little editing thing I've been doing is I shoot in 4K and I put it in a 1080p sequence, and then I scale down the 4K inside of the sequence, and it looks like I just pulled out and revealed more of the shot. So if you like want to do faster cuts or just reveal more information, it's really good for that. So even pushed in, half 4K still looks good. We came to the park here down the street, and there's some other people flying a drone here. It's like one of those little drones that do the flips and stuff. And I didn't know people were gonna be here. That's why I came here, because I thought it was gonna be empty, but we're gonna take out the big boy and kind of stun on him real quick. comes with the this little gimbal protector. Do not forget to take this off, because you'll damage the camera if you don't take this off before you fly it. And then also, it's really hard to put this back on, so it takes a little bit of, excuse me, man. Watch out. I'm trying to do a video, man. Watch out, excuse me. It takes a little bit of rocket science to get this back on, but you get used to it. Okay, here's some cons of this drone. There's no obstacle avoidance on this thing, so you just don't be an idiot when you fly this. I am an idiot, and I've crashed this like 3 or 4 times. One of the times I crashed this, I was trying to do this maneuver where I swooped down and then passed me, but I just overestimated or underestimated how fast this was going. Crashed it right into a tree. So it swooped down, hit the tree branch, flipped over, and it flipped over so hard that the camera, these pieces, the bottom part of this camera gimbal just flew off. And then it landed like this, kept spinning, and I had to go rush over and pick it up from spinning. So I guess the moral of that story is don't be an idiot and just be practice. Don't try to do stuff until you feel comfortable and like you have a hold on it. I mean, it takes time to become really good at flying drones. So don't be an idiot. But anyway, one of the cons is there's no obstacle avoidance on this. So like the Mavic Pro and I think the other DJI fan drones, I think they have it. This doesn't. So you got to be super careful when you fly this. The crash I just mentioned, which I think I have some footage for, I'll play it if I do. But the crash I mentioned, what came off was these metal attachments that keep the gimbal floating, and then also these wires. I don't know if you can see those, but these wires right here, those were all frayed and they came all the way off. So I had to order a repair kit, which was only $20. So one cool thing about Autel is that their customer service is pretty good. You can call them, within business hours, but you can also get on the website and get replacement parts. So propellers, this repair kit that comes with a propeller clamp, these wires, and I think even propellers. That was only $20. They shipped it to me, so I was out of commission for 3 or 4 days. I got the part, I fixed it myself, and I'm flying again. So a con is, no obstacle avoidance. The advice is to be careful when you fly it, and then the pro is that you can order replacement parts and repair kits right through Autel's website. The average flight time is it's only like 23, 24, maybe 25 minutes, depending on what you're doing. If you're floating, you probably get, if you're just hovering static, you probably get some more time. But you're actually flying and doing maneuvers, it's probably only going to be like 20 minutes, which is average. It's not really a con, but that's just like the average drone flight today. I imagine that it'll get longer. And speaking of batteries, you must buy extra batteries. So it comes with the battery. It's in the bag, and these are the 2 extra batteries I bought. They're like 100, 115, maybe 125 each. So average flight, 23, 24, 25 minutes, and then get yourself some batteries so that you can extend your flight time. Another cool thing, this video is all out of order. I just forgot to mention things. Another cool thing about this drone is that it comes with the micro SD card right here. I know you couldn't see that, but it comes with the micro SD card, and it's a 64 gig card. It's a pretty big card, so it's nice that text message comes with the SD card. It goes right in there. All you need is the adapter. You plug it into your computer, and you can edit the footage. Another thing I forgot to mention is that you've got different frame rates and different resolutions that you can record on this camera. You've also got file formats you can choose from, so you can record in MP4s or MOV. When I edit on my PC, the MP4 recording mode makes it super easy to transfer right over and just edit on the PC. MP4 also works well on the MacBook Pro, but you have the option of recording as an MOV as well. So, the actual image quality, I think it's really good right out of the camera. I mean, you will have to, bump up the contrast and kind of bump up those colors and maybe even sharpen a little bit if you want that like pristine, movie cinematic, effect. But right out the camera, pretty good. I color correct like all my edits so it kind of looks cohesive. But the image quality is pretty good out the camera. It's a little flat, but that means you can bump up your greens or your colors or your contrast and your brightness, your hues. You can do all that in post. So that's a good thing in my book. One thing I will say, I will caution you, once you take it off beginner mode, which limits your speed and your altitude, when you take it off that, this thing's a beast, all right? It's fantastic. Flies through the freaking air. If you take it off beginner mode, I'm pretty sure it gets up to 2,000 feet. Now, you're not supposed to do that if you're, registered through the FAA or whatever. And I can't say that I've done that. But if you take it off beginner mode, it goes really high and it flies through the air. So I said all that to say, be careful. When you're flying, you got to estimate the time it takes to, slow down before you crash into something. Or you got to be careful if there's people around or dogs that might overreact or children. And same thing height-wise. You can't be flying, downtown in over busy intersections. Just be careful. Once you jailbreak it, you're free to do whatever, but with great power comes great responsibility. So please be careful. There was something else I was going to say. There's a ton of cool controls you can put in here. So I set this to, you see this go to home button? You hold that down and it goes to where the drone took off from. It goes home. It's programmed to go home automatically at 25% left in your battery. So no matter where you're flying, once your battery diminishes enough, it'll just go back home. And you can set that go home altitude height. So one thing I did was I set my drone to 100 feet so that when it goes home, say you lose sight of the drone. You're not supposed to do this, but say you lose sight of the drone. And you're flying at 50 feet. If it goes home at 25 and you haven't set a high enough altitude, it'll go home at 50 feet, which means it can crash into a tree or a building or whatever other obstacle. So I set my go home height to 100 feet in the air so that it's above most things when it comes home. So a ton of cool controls in here. You can also orbit something, or you can use a controller as like a tracking device and the drone will follow you. That means you can drive in your car along the beach shore, or you can climb the side of a mountain while the drone follows you. So you can do some pretty cinematic stuff with this. Another thing that I noticed that I need, so you need extra batteries. You probably want to buy some extra propellers. And another thing that I had to buy is a backpack to carry the drone. Oh, I forgot to say, the drone comes with this, check this out. The drone comes with this, it doesn't come with files, it comes with this hard case. The drone comes with this hard case, which you could throw beneath the plane if you needed to. It's a really good hard case. I did it Go look at my face in the awe when I bought this and I opened it for the first time in the old vlogs. Go find it. It's good. But it comes with this, and it's about the same size as my carry-on. So this can go, you know, up in the plane. It can go under if you need to, but it comes with this. All right, I forgot to mention that. But a lot of times you don't want to carry that around because you want to be discreet. So I bought a backpack, and the backpack I bought is the Polar Pro Drone Trekker backpack. I'll do a separate video on that. You can go watch that. But I bought that backpack because it makes it a little bit more convenient to carry this thing around. The Mavic you can fit in your pocket, but this you can't. So I think a backpack is a lot better than carrying this around in the hard case. One note about being discreet with drones is that you want to do it. The very first time I flew this, I brought it home and I walked up the hill down the street from me and I flew it, and this guy comes out of his house, big guy, Dodgers hat. You spying on me, man? You spying on me again? And I was like, whoa, dude, what? I've never seen you before. I'm a YouTuber. I just flying my drone. I'm calling the police. So I said all that to say, you know, you want to be discreet and you want to go to a place that you won't, you know, get kicked out of. Go to a park, a big open area, go to a baseball diamond, you know, go to a lawn next to a dog park. Just go somewhere that, one, it's safe for you and your drone so you won't get harassed or you know, shot down or something. And then go somewhere that people can't say, get off my property. And I said all that to say the backpack makes it easier and more discreet because no one knows there's a drone in my backpack when I'm taking that around. I've taken it hiking. I've taken it on the bus and on the train. Most drones come with, like, in the box. It comes in a cardboard box that says drone and has a huge photo of the drone right on the front. That's not discreet. You carry that around. You take it to the park. It's going to say that. Even the soft cases that come with drones, like some of them come in like this cardboard shell or like a soft foam or hard foam thing, a case. Even that looks kind of bulky. It's like, hey, he has something in there. But in this Drone Trekker backpack, you can't tell I have a drone, and it just makes flying this makes it cool because you feel like Mission Impossible, and then it's just more discreet. So those are all good things and some tips about the drone. It's orange, it's fast, it goes high, the battery lasts 25 minutes. You can control, you know, ISO, exposure, color format. You can shoot it in black and white, you can shoot it in the sepia tone, you can shoot it in MP4 or MOV. Putting it into the computer is super easy. You take the micro SD card out, put it inside an adapter, you know, plug it into your computer, and you can start editing right away. You will need extra batteries. They cost about $115 each. And I recommend a nice backpack or a case with actual straps you can, you know, carry this thing in. Most quadcopter backpacks will fit this thing. So I recommend extra batteries and some kind of backpack or carrying vessel other than the hard case that it comes with. Be very careful when you fly this because there's no obstacle avoidance, there is no obstacle avoidance, there is no obstacle avoidance, so be careful when you fly this, okay? Cool. That's it for me. I hope you learned something from it. I tried to answer as many questions as I could from the comments and from the DMs. But ask away if you got further questions. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, then hit that like button and consider subscribing because I do a new video every week. And a lot of the videos feature this drone. So I'll see you next time. Bye.